Team FYN Sports and Johnny's New York Style Pizza in Jasper proudly presents the final Pickens Power half-hour Dragon Talk of the season. It is the senior night show, and you can tell we've got a group here. We've got another group coming in after this one. 22 seniors overall on this football team. Most of them are here tonight, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, joined by my co-host, RJ Casey, who, of course, was there on Friday night. How you doing, man?
Finally recovered after the Friday.
I was going to say,
back and forth,
crazy game.
All game long, yeah.
Yeah, well, all these guys here, man. You've been covering these guys all year long, so they're in the house tonight. Looking forward to a great show. As always, head coach Jeff Nelson joining us right here on the program. We have Coach Ken Kretschmeyer as well, assistant coach with us tonight, making his first appearance on the show. Save the best for last, I guess, right? As far as all the assistant coaches. And we got a lot of players. We're going to let these guys introduce themselves because there's so many of them, and that's how they'll get some microphone time here tonight. We got too close to the microphone, so we're going to expect a lot out of you guys, because you decided to take the position there. So we do appreciate you guys being there. I want to thank all the folks from Johnny's Pizza for providing our players tonight with a pregame meal, and our friends at Pepsi as well for providing refreshments. And we had to order some extra pizzas tonight, obviously with all the extra folks here. So thanks to Lauren Hunter, who's in the house tonight. She went and grabbed all that stuff, and of course we've got all the folks behind the scenes that have helped us out. Michael is directing and producing tonight as well. Appreciate him being here. Coach, before we get into with these seniors, final show of the year. First off, it's a victory Dragon week as Pickens again wins 49-45 over Lafayette. Coach, first, before we get with the seniors, let's get your comments on the game. A lot of explosive plays in this game, and you guys fell behind early but came back, really showed the character of this team on Friday night. I
think we've talked about it each week. These kids don't have no quit in them. They're always going to come back. And I think I was probably the most nervous one there. I think the kids just felt like it was business as usual, and this is what we do. And we just kept answering the call. Then they would come right back, and in the end, I just didn't see any panic in the kids at all. I think they felt like all along they were going to pull this out, but it was tough. We had some kids that were playing different positions defensively, and we missed some assignments, things like that. And that's always tough, but like I said, the kids played real hard and got back in it, and ultimately came out with a win.
There we go. Final regular season game of the year. Again, the Dragons with the bye week in the last week, so that's why we're doing the senior night show tonight, the final show. A lot of other teams around the area, of course, still have one more week left, but the Dragons now get to use the bye week as an extra week going into the postseason, because for the 6th consecutive year, this Dragon team is in the playoffs, right? Make some noise. All right, how about that? So there we go. Again, the Dragons will again be playoff bound. As we talked about the senior night win here at Dragon Stadium, we're inside the Jim Lock Fieldhouse tonight talking about a victory week for the Dragons, and now you guys, of course, get the week off. We'll talk a little bit about the playoffs in the next segment. The Dragons know they're going to Oconee County, but it's either going to be against Oconee County or North Oconee, but that will play out this week with the rest of this region, Heritage and Northwest, with a big game that will decide whether the Dragons go to 3 or go to 4. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But RJ, what was your perspective like on Friday night? It was a wild game.
Yeah, it was wild. It was cold. It was everything in between. But like Coach said, they had no quit in them. They pretty much knew offensively they were going to get a score every time they touched the ball, and all they needed was just one big defensive stop, and they got that and led them to a win.
There you go. Offense was on fire. Defense did enough on Friday night as the Dragons come out of there with a big win on senior night over the Lafayette Ramblers. And we've got all our seniors here with us tonight, and I want to let you guys introduce yourselves, and some familiar faces, but also some first-timers to the program this year. And we'll let you guys, let's just start by introducing yourselves. Give us your name and position, and then we'll just work our way down the line, then we'll come back to the table down here. So let's start right here.
Dylan Art, play middle linebacker and H-back.
All right.
Bryce Wright, I play offensive line and defensive line.
My name is Bryce Collins. I play offensive line and defensive line.
Austin Chester, I'm tight end.
Daniel Barnes in defensive line.
Christian Chumley, DB.
Alex Snowgrove, receiver and linebacker.
CJ Stryker, yeah, I play quarterback.
All right, there we go. And Coach Ketchmeyer as well. I'll talk about your guys a little bit this year. We'll let you follow up. I know some of these guys in the room you've had the opportunity to work with this year. How special has it been working with these guys?
Well, this is my third season here, so I'm getting to know quite a few of them for a while now. Coach offensive line, and that whole group pretty much are seniors this year, so it's just been an honor to kind of be with them. I've coached defense in the past 2 years, went over to offense this year in the line. It's been an honor to spend that last season with all of those seniors.
Right. It's amazing that, we start the year, we're wearing T-shirts, shorts, it's August, man. It's hot, it's the grind. And then here we are into November now, and everybody's bundled up a little bit more, although the weather's still fairly decent, but we've had a lot of rain, a lot of different things. You really experience all the different seasons, and you guys as a team have experienced a lot of different ups and downs throughout the year. But when the game was on the line and you needed 4 quarters against Northwest Whitfield, you got it. When you had to have a big play on Friday night against a team like Lafayette to secure that playoff spot, you guys got it. I think it says a lot about the resiliency of this team. And Coach, let me get your thoughts about that too. How resilient has this group of seniors particularly been?
Well, as you said, obviously they've showed their resilience all year long. One side picks up the other. There's been times where we thought it was, the offense was going to carry the load, and it ended up being the opposite. The defense carried the load, so they work together, and they're never quit in them. And I think they've picked that up over winning seasons over the last few years, that they're just never out of it. They have that winning mentality.
Right. Coach Nelson, how about you? What about this group here and your overall assessment of how they've come together?
Well, I've been with all these kids since 8th grade, but when they came in, that's first spring, especially with the D-line, I worked with them the most. And you've just seen them progress and grow each year. And it's tough. I say it jokingly, but really it's true. I have a whole house full of girls. So, coming here and hanging out with the guys here, a little bit different. And, I'll kind of feel like each year, these are my kids. Right. And it's tough to see them go each year.
Right.
And, the next group come in. But I think these kids have really represented the program, themselves and the school really well. And, for the last 4 years. And we can, hope to continue that for several more weeks. That's what we're looking at. So,
there we go.
They took the first step today. I thought they had a good day of practice. And it's tough to focus when there's not a Friday game. After you've had so many, early building up, that first game's coming. But now you've got this week off, and you're kind of waiting. You don't have an opponent yet, and you're kind of so. But I thought the kids really, overall had a really decent day, and hopefully we'll continue to work. And this week, just focus on us.
Well, great group of young men here. I've watched a lot of these guys grow up too. I tell you what, it's amazing how fast they grow. And I feel bad for Lauren; she's the only girl in the room. So you're a little outnumbered here. So hopefully these guys are behaving themselves though. So that's a good thing. But again, we've got a few minutes here in the first segment. I want to go back to RJ because it is time now. Even though it's the final show at senior night, we still each and every week here with Team FYN Sports, we do name our Team FYN Sports Sports Writer Player of the Week, and RJ has the honors of doing that. And I'll let you talk about this week's player.
Yeah, I went with CJ as a player of the week. I mean, when you tie a school record for most touchdowns in a game with 7, pretty easy to pick.
say.
But CJ would be sure to be the first to tell you that he couldn't have gotten any of those touchdowns without his offensive line. And Jared catching that touchdown pass, and the receivers doing their job blocking downfield. They needed all of those 7 touchdowns last Friday, and he's done a good job all season leading the team.
Sure, absolutely. So there you go, CJ Stryker, again, our Team FYN Sports Writer Player of the Week. 238 rushing yards, 167 through the air, 7 combined touchdowns, as RJ said. And the guy we're talking about, so down towards the end of the table there, CJ, I know it's a team effort offensively. Things were working for you guys. Talk about not just your effort, but all these guys standing around this room and how much they meant in that win Friday.
Yeah, like RJ said, couldn't have done it without the offensive line. They made a bunch of key blocks on a bunch of runs, and Alex and all the receivers and Jared, they did a great job on the edge and catching passes and contributing when they needed to. And like the defense, early in the second half, they got that one turnover we needed to let us go ahead, and really they couldn't stop us from there.
There you go. Great. Alex, since you're close to the microphone, I'm going to have you chime in. See, that's what happens when you sit that close. You get put on the spot as well. But, talk about, overall, we've watched you make plays all year long. Obviously, CJ being able to distribute the ball the way he has. Talk about this team, particularly offensively and the mentality each and every week. and the things that you guys feel like you've been able to do well as a team.
I thought everybody steps up well. Like last Friday, we were down at first, and everybody came together for the win. And I thought throughout the year we've all progressed and became better together as a unit.
Right. Now we got to talk about that Titan sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Is that we might have to work on that a little bit. No, just giving you a hard time. But you've had a great year as well as all you guys. I mean, what is and again, we want to feature you guys here certainly in this segment. What a great year it's been. I mean, what are some things? And I just kind of want to go individually and let you guys chime in. You have to speak up a little bit so the mics will grab you guys. But what are some things that have stood out to you, and what do you see your role as? I mean, talk about some of the things that you feel like you've done to contribute to the team this year. We'll start here on the end. Anything in particular that you feel like you've contributed? A good attitude. Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you guys are seniors, so you got a lot of younger players. You feel like you kind of have to be kind of a role model. Some of those younger guys, good influence, I guess. Yeah, there you go. How about you? What are your thoughts?
Like you said, being a role model for the young guys and just teach them to perform like we do and just make it to the playoffs next year and have fun doing it.
Right. I mean, 6 consecutive years in the playoffs, man. That says a lot. I mean, you guys, just like the groups in the years past, are leaving your legacy. I mean, how special is it, for you guys to be in the playoffs yet another year and keep that streak going, I guess, for the program?
It's special, and this team has gone a long way. It's been through a lot, but it's been an amazing ride all 4 years.
Right. All right. You're not a new guy to the show. We've had you on here before, Chester. So, but your thoughts, I mean, on the season just overall and what you guys have been able to accomplish.
What Bryce said. I mean, it's a special thing to keep it going, like the playoff streak going 6 years, and hopefully years in the future they keep it going. So
there we go.
Keep showing them how to do it.
Absolutely. Pars, what about you? What'd you bring to the table this year?
I think just doing every job we have to do and being a family.
I like that. That's always great. See, he thought of something new. He's giving all these guys. Y'all are all giving the next guys ideas. See, so y'all have the tough part tonight. All right. How about you, Swirl Man? What about this team this year?
Doing good. Everybody's pulling together. It's one unit, like Snelly said, and we're all doing good.
Yeah. You got playoffs now to look forward to as well, so the season is far from over. Guys, congratulations on a great season. Thank you, guys. Good luck the rest of the way. I've enjoyed following you guys this year, and go get it, man. Right? There we go. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll be joined by a fresh group of players that'll be coming in here to this week's Pickens Power Half Hour. You're watching Dragon Talk right here on Team FYN Sports. Once again, I want to thank all of our sponsors, and be sure to follow Team FYN Sports on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll take a 2-minute break and then back with more of this week's Dragon Talk Senior Night Edition. Stay with us.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Hi everyone, Dave Garner here. You might know me as a regular contributor to Team FYN Sports and the Instant Replay, but did you know I'm also your local Woodman Life representative? My job is to make sure that families are protected through needs-based life insurance and retirement. I want to make sure that you leave your loved ones with memories, not expenses. Call me today to find out how I can help you to not outlive your money and that your money outlives you. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. Right here, Dave Garner with you alongside R.J. Casey, head coach Jeff Nelson, and we also have Coach Ken Kretschmeyer with us, and a fresh group of Dragon seniors, 22 in all here tonight, most of them here with us as part of our senior night program, our final show of the year. It's hard to believe. Here we are already at the end of the regular season, but the Dragons, again, their playoff will continue, of course, into the sixth straight year. They will be in the postseason, and so certainly excited about that, and we welcome a fresh new group of players with us. But Coach, before we get to these guys and let them introduce themselves, don't know exactly who the opponent's going to be, but I want you to kind of put it into perspective for us. You know, last year, graduated several key pieces off of a undefeated regular season team. To be able to come back in your first year as the head coach, even though you've been with this program for many years, talk about that transition, from being a coordinator to being the head coach and being able to get this team back to the playoffs again for another year. I mean, it's got to feel pretty special.
Yeah, it does. Just working with these kids on one side of the ball, you don't really realize what all is going on behind the scenes. Coach Parker did an outstanding job, and all the stuff he did, from a logistics standpoint, a lot of us coaches weren't aware of, and so when you sit in there, take that seat over, you realize that all that takes place just to keep this program going, much less the X's and O's on Friday night. So it was a little bit of a shock, but I will say I've been on several staffs and several different teams. This is one of the best staffs I've ever been on. The coaches have all stepped up. Didn't miss a beat from last year to this, and so it made it easier transition than what it could have been. As far as what we've done this year, I think it's extremely special. I think it's tough to repeat one year, but to do this six is special, and then to come in with some key players missing from last year, and these kids just keep doing the same things, and younger kids stepping up. And we've had juniors and all that were role players last year, or cleanup players that have taken a front seat and done an outstanding job. So I think it's a testament to the program and to the staff as a whole. These guys, these coaches have really worked hard to keep the things going that have, and I think they deserve a lot of the credit for it.
Sure. I'm surprised Parker hadn't crashed the show this year.
I
was kind of
I was
shocked.
He's been threatening.
So, yeah,
I invited him.
Did you really? Yeah.
I wished him happy birthday the other day. I was like, hey, if you want to stop by, stop by.
Just trying to stay out of it. So, hey, we miss him, but we appreciate that. But certainly honored to have Coach Nelson with us and this fresh group of Dragons who, again, are headed to the postseason. 6-4 overall, 4-2 in the region. Another great year for Pickett's football. Once again, we do want to thank Johnny's New York Style Pizza here in Jasper for providing our pregame meal. A few extra pizzas tossed in there tonight with all these players in here, and of course Pepsi for our beverage products here tonight. This week, of course, a bye week for the Dragons in the final week of the regular season, and when you go to the postseason, it actually comes at a good time. I mean, if you're not in the playoffs, then your season's over a week earlier than everyone else. So I guess for you guys, knowing you have that extra game, this bye week kind of falls at a pretty opportune time.
Yeah, it does. You've had a long stretch, and some of the kids are banged up, and it's just the that time of year, you get late in the season, and kids get banged up, and so this gives them a chance to kind of work some of the small injuries, little nagging injuries out, and continue to work for the game the following week. So
sure.
It does come at a good time.
There you go. Coach, how about O-line? Anything in particular you guys are focusing on in the bye week?
I just think it gives us a chance to work on us instead of we don't have an opponent to plan for, so we get a lot of time, individual work on technique, and then just to work on what we know we need to get better at and what we do good.
Right, there we go. Well, before we meet all these guys here and let them kind of take over the rest of the show, and it should be a lot of fun because the other guys stay in the room too, so they have a lot of fun distracting each other. But no, they've had a lot of fun here tonight. And it's amazing how loud they are during the break, but how quiet they get before the show goes on. See, so, don't let these guys fool you back here. But before we get to that, though, time for our RJ Casey question of the week. And so I'm going to turn it over to you and let you direct that question however you want to, man.
Well, this question is for everybody here. You guys are all seniors, and this can be for the coaches too. What has been your favorite moment of being a Dragon in these last couple of years?
Hanging with the boys.
There we go.
Everybody's first day.
Yeah, I heard somebody say family in the last segment. So, I mean, I guess, is that kind of the feeling with this group? You guys are kind of a family? All right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I know that a lot of you guys do other sports too. I mean, everything from, I guess wrestling to basketball to esports. Right here. I knew. See, I had you. So again, but it's awesome to see this many guys come together the way y'all have and work hard. Let's kind of go around, make sure that we get their names out there. We'll start over here with Bailey and just name, position, work your way all the way around. We'll come back to the table.
Bailey Kennedy, right tackle. Josh Cook, left guard. Mason Watkins, right guard.
Dallas McHale, D-line.
Clayton Holland, defensive end. Jake Rogers, outside linebacker. TC Jarrett, linebacker. Zach Terreton, wide receiver.
Aiden Sanchez, left tackle.
Grayson Bradford, O-line.
All right. And once again, Grayson's got the bright colored shirt on, man. He's standing out down there. We've talked to several of these guys. They've been on the show for a long time. And since you guys, like Aiden and everybody, they're close to the microphone, we'll have you guys chime in a little bit because you're right there. So talk about this group. I mean, y'all have a lot of fun. I think that's obvious. But what if you had to kind of describe the personality of this year's team, particularly with this senior group, what would you say about them?
That was tough. Grayson, you want
Feels like a family. We know that because we've
very
heard
lighthearted.
Very lighthearted, yeah. Don't take yourself too serious, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Coaches over here like, I know what I would say about this group. But they're a lot of fun. Grayson, what would you say about the personality of this team?
We work hard when we know that we need to get stuff done, but we know when to joke around and have fun.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where you guys run out there every Friday night. I mean, what kind of like what RJ said. I mean, what is your favorite part about playing the game? Because that's one thing that, like, I like to know from you guys without being too technical. We can sit here and talk X's and O's. I don't want to throw anything at you guys you're not ready for. But like, just simply, like, what is your favorite part about coming out Friday nights playing the game or being out there with guys?
I mean, the best part is I guess knowing that I get to go beat up the person in front of me with my brothers by my side the whole time. So
yeah, it's like going into battle, right? Like combat. How about you, Josh?
I mean, practice is fun and everything, but you play the game for Friday nights, and you just get to all be one unit. You're not competing with each other. You're competing against someone else as a family, and so that's just the best part of it.
There you go. Mason, how about you? What's your favorite part?
You build bonds with your friends, and you can do things outside of football, and every day you're at football practice. Every Friday you're playing a game with your boys.
There you go.
Probably my favorite is being at practice with everyone, goofing around, and then on Friday nights, just everyone as a family. Mm-hmm. We're strong.
Right, right. You know, there's a lot of younger kids out here in the stadium right now practicing, you know, lights on and everything. And this is our first show after the time change, too, so it feels later. But kind of like I asked the first set of guys, you know, do you look up to yourself as a senior? Do you feel that added responsibility of being a good role model? How do you see your role as a senior on this team?
I think it's very important, you know, playing Little League. I always looked up to everybody, you know, high school, middle school, even middle schoolers. The seniors they're like NFL players to us. So, you know, we don't have just the responsibility for, you know, helping these guys a couple grades below us, but even those guys right down there. So, you know, that's important to them.
There we go. How about you, Rogers?
What he said. I mean, when I was younger, I used to look up to the seniors. They look like superheroes to me. And, I mean, it doesn't feel that way when you're here, but that's the impact you have on those little kids. You just don't see it, but you impact their whole life.
You guys have, you know, like we said, you've left your legacy as a senior group. TC, how about you? What do you feel like, you know, you brought to the team this year and how this team has been able to come together?
That was my question. What I brought to the team? I guess someone you got there on Fridays and have your back, and we're all like behind each other. And I'm the first one talking, so like everybody's behind me, and I just feel safe there. That's why I go out there and do it, because I feel safe. They got me.
I was gonna say they got your back. See, I know there's no throwing you off, man. I mean you're right on it. So I love it. How about you, Zach? Same thing. Just what do you feel like you brought to the team this year as far as just your contributions?
I just feel like I'm a fun guy to be around.
Party, I like it. You know. But Aiden, how about, you know, back to you, I guess. You know, as a senior, I mean, do you feel like you've had an extra or an added role, I guess, as a leader on the team being a senior?
Well, never really felt any pressure, but like TC said, I'm like the first one to talk to, so I always feel like I have my brothers like behind my back and everything.
There we go. There we go. So what's the strongest position group on this team, if y'all had to say? Is it
offensive line?
So O-line, outside linebackers.
Offensive line for sure.
O-line. Okay, all right. So we hear a lot of O-linemen. I guess we have a lot of senior O-linemen here or something. But anyway, we do appreciate you guys. Again, congratulations on a great season, man. I look forward to seeing you guys in the playoffs. It's been fun watching. How many first-timers? Most of you guys have been on the show, but as far as the guys on the camera, y'all mostly have all been here, right? Yeah. I think y'all have all been on this group here. Couple of new ones, couple of new guys in the first segment there. So we do appreciate all you guys being with us. Coach, thanks for being with us. It's been fun. I appreciate you, like I said last week, but I'll say it again, wrangling these guys each and every week. I know tonight was a chore because we had to keep all of them here. So thank you for the time that you've put into making this show work for us, and it's been a lot of fun. You did a great job, man.
I appreciate it. Enjoyed it.
Yep. And each and every week, man, you just got better and better. You're going to be when you retire one day, we'll bring you on as an analyst.
Absolutely.
We'll do some stuff in the booth there. Coach Kretschmeyer, thanks as well. Appreciate all the assistant coaches that have been on throughout the season, all of our special guests, and of course my co-host RJ Casey, man, the man down there on Friday nights. You got at least one more, and hopefully a few more to cover.
Yeah, that'd be a good plan to have a few more after next week.
Little drive to Watkinsville, and then we'll see beyond that. But it's been a lot of fun, and we appreciate you guys watching each and every week. A big shout out to Johnny's New York Style Pizza. BKP has been here a lot. Lisa as well, bringing the drinks and pizzas and producing the show. Lauren Hunter, again, sports director, with us as well. Michael in the house tonight producing, always does a great job with a lot of the other shows, and we're glad to have him here for this last one. We do want to remind folks, as we do sign off here tonight, follow Team FYN Sports on Twitter on Fridays for highlights and scores of all the ball games in our local area, but particularly the Dragons. And if you want to watch this show or others, feel free to do that on our YouTube channel. That's FYN TV. Fetch your news playlist, Pickens Power Half Hour / Dragon Talk. I know that's a mouthful, but you'll find it on there. And also, speaking of Lauren, catch the instant replay live Monday mornings at 10:10 a.m. right here on FYNTV.com with Lauren Hunter as she goes live on her Team FYN Sports Facebook page as well, bringing you all the latest in local sports. And again, look for this guy, RJ Casey, on the sidelines. Friday night, man.
Friday night,
so
yep.
There we go. Hopefully he hadn't given you guys too much trouble. But I guess he's okay to hang around. All right, that's going to wrap things up. Our final show of the year. Once again, Team FYN Sports always highlighting and promoting student-athletes in a positive way. Until next time, we hope that you've enjoyed your fall season. We'll see you in basketball. Go Dragons. We'll see you next time. Thanks.